Today I will take up chapter 21, Vowel Indication. Now, up to now, we have learned many rules. When a consonant is preceded by a vowel, what we have to do. When a consonant is followed, what we have to do. When there is a vowel, we write the consonants in full. When we start with a short form for the consonants, then we need not mark the vowel. If I write, for example, asleep, now you have to recollect the rules that you have learned up to this chapter. This Strokes chapter we have learned when a word begins with S and before that, if there is a preceding vowel, we have to write Strokes. So, for asleep, if we write this, it is enough, because when you see Strokes in the beginning, immediately you have to remember the rule. We have written Strokes, so there must be a vowel before S. As we have written the outline above the line, that means that there is a first place vowel. Like this, the vowel may be implied even though it is not marked. Arising. Here, upward R and downward R chapter, you have to recollect the rules. We have learnt a rule. When a word begins with R and is preceded by a vowel, then we have to write downward R. So, in case of arising, if you remember that rule, you need not mark it a vowel, because as soon as you see downward R in the beginning, it flashes to our mind that there must be vowel before R. And as we have written it on the above the line, that means there must be a first place vowel. That vowel may be implied without even marking it. Along. We have learnt the rule, upward L and downward L chapter. There is a rule. When L is immediately followed by a horizontal stroke, if there is a preceding vowel before L, you have to write downward L. Otherwise, you have to write upward L. So, in the word along, when we write, if you mark this A vowel, it is enough. You need not mark this A vowel at the preceding side, because as soon as you see stroking and before that when you see downward L, it should flash to your mind according to the rule that before L there must be a vowel, and as we have written it above the line, that implies that there is a first place vowel. We have learnt a rule, that is, before K, G, M, downward R and Ray, if the sound of W comes, it is represented in short form. Wake, wig, woman, wear, weary, etc. We do not use this short form before KGMR, that is downward R and upward R, when a vowel precedes W. For example, in the word awake, If you mark a vowel, it is enough. Because before K, when we see W in full instead of a short form of W, it should immediately flash to your mind that there must be vowel before W. And as you have written it above the line, that vowel is implied because it means that it is a first place vowel. We have learnt another rule. Before L, if WH comes, we write a large hook initially to represent the sound of WH. For example, while. But we do not use this form when a vowel comes before WH. In that case, what we write is, we write with large hook with V and downward L. So here, if you write I diphthong, it is enough. Because when we write before L, V and large hook, that means that there must be vowel before W. As we have written it, the outline above the line, it means that there must be a first place vowel. That vowel is implied. That need not be written. So up to this chapter, we were writing all the vowels. Here afterwards, wherever the vowel are implied as per rules, those vowels need not be written. In the same way, at the end also, see for example, tasty. What is the outline you are writing hitherto? T, A and T. We have learnt a rule. ST sound is represented by writing a loop extending to half the length of the stroke. This ST loop is not employed. We have learnt that if a vowel comes between S and T or after ST, if vowel comes, the ST loop short form is not written. We have to write circle T in full. So when we see circle T in full, what does it imply? After T there must be a vowel. That vowel need not be written. Pen, penny. We have learnt that N may be represented in short form by attaching a small hook finally to the straight stroke with the right motion. We do not use this N short form when a vowel comes after N. So, in case of pen, there is no vowel, we can write the short form. But in case of penny, after N there is vowel. So, we write consonant in full. So, here you need not mark this E vowel. The reason is, as per rule, as we have written N in full instead of a short form, that means there must be vowel after N. That vowel may be implied. In the same way, F hook also. Deaf, DEAF, deaf. Now we have to write defy. Now we know F hook. F sound is represented in short form to the straight stroke by attaching a small hook with the left motion. We do not use this short form when a vowel comes after F or V. In case of defy, after F, there is vowel. So if you write DF, it is enough. You need not write I diphthong. Because F is not written in short form, F is written in full. That means there must be vowel after F. That vowel may be implied. we have written, we have learnt another rule. When a word ends with R, after R, if there is a vowel, we always write upward R. For example, worry, we write like this. So before R, there is, after R, there is vowel here. So that means, as we have written upward R, you need not mark that E vowel. If you write this, it is enough. That E vowel may be implied as per a rule. We have learnt another rule. After F, V and circle K. If L comes, what we do? If vowel follows L, we write upward L. Follow, valley, scaly, etc. Here, follow. If you write this A vowel, it is enough. After L, you need not mark the vowel because as per rule, after F, L is there. We have written upward L. It implies that there is vowel after L. That vowel may be implied. In the same way, valley, you need not mark this E vowel. The reason, after V, when we see L, upward L, that means that there must be vowel after L. That vowel may be implied. That need not be written. In the same way, scaly also. So after L, that E vowel need not be written because after circle K, if L comes, if we write upward L, that means after L there is vowel. So like this, as per the rules, wherever the vowel may be implied, we need not write the vowels here afterwards from this chapter. If we write the outlines according to their positions, it is enough. You need not mark all the vowels. Hereafter, you have to mark only the vowels which are very essential to read that outline. Next, in this chapter, there are no grammar locks, so I will give the dictation. The exercise 81, open the key, sorry, exercise 81, here it is given in shorthand. You read the shorthand outlines, copy the shorthand outlines, and transcribe them. You check up with the key that is given at the end. If you have made any mistake, correct them and write them several times so that the mistake is not repeated. Now, I will give the dictation. Get ready. If I can spare the necessary time, I shall go to the head office tomorrow. Full stop. I shall do my best to induce the authorities to raise the rate at which we are to ensure Messrs. Morris and Moore's 4 bales of rags. The rate should be higher because of the risk of fire and damage to the rest of the cargo. I shall be sorry to receive a refusal as the business is scarcely worth the worry and risk unless we secure a fair rate. We have had numerous instances of loss on similar policies in the past. I think we should have a due sense of the grave loss and injury which may follow a refusal to raise the rates on these risky packages. Full stop. Everyone knows how easily oily rags take fire. Next, exercise 82. I will give dictation. Get ready. Start. The judge, in his charge to the jury, said, "This poor boy's injury is very severe, and if what he states is right, it was due to the absence of a hooter on the car which Robinson drove along the arcade at a very fast rate. His speed, if we can take the story of the police as correct, being at least 40 miles an hour, far too fast in so busy a thoroughfare. The boy says the car came on with a rush. No alarm was given. He was struck and thrown with a force so terrific as to break his right leg. If you think his story is right, you will give him damages. If you assume his story is wrong, and if it appears to you the injury was caused by his own lack of vigilance, you will refuse him the damages for which he asks. You must carefully weigh both the boy's case and the case as set out by Robinson and decide on the facts as they appear to you. Now, after taking dictation, you open the key, check up whether you written the outlines correctly. If you have made any mistake, write those outlines several times so that you will not repeat that mistake. The revisionary exercise B, I am not going to give dictation. This exercise, if you write daily, whatever the grammar that would have come in previous chapter, you will be practicing that again if you write this revisionary exercise daily. So keep practicing this exercise. Thank you.